Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. We actually made it to March 30th, 2021. We are 1 year into this pandemic and we remain strong and resilient. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Brian Stevens, and it is my distinct honor to serve this region as the president and CEO of the Hampton Roads Chamber. And I'm joined today by Priscilla Monte, who is the senior vice president for communications and programs for the Hampton Roads Chamber. Together, we're going to host this event today. So again, on behalf of both of us and the Chamber, welcome. You know, 2020 was a year like no other. I think we'll all agree with that. Businesses, large and small, had to shut down. They had to reopen, and they all faced challenges throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. I hope you know that the Hampton Roads Chamber has been working diligently on your behalf, trying to provide information and resources to help the businesses within Hampton Roads not just survive the pandemic, but to thrive through the pandemic and hopefully come out of the pandemic stronger than we went into it. I cannot think of one industry cluster within Hampton Roads that was untouched by this terrible pandemic. When we all first closed for that initial 2 weeks, then anxiously waited until June 10th. Remember that date, June 10th? Everybody was talking about we can't wait till June 10th and we get over this pandemic. Well, that is old news now, because here we are in 2021 and we're still waiting. A year into the pandemic, and we know that it was only the beginning. So like many others, we at the Hampton Roads Chamber pivoted to the positive. Remember that term. When you have challenges in your life, when businesses are challenged, remember to try to pivot to the positive. When we at the Chamber are faced with challenges, we try to find solutions to those challenges. We pivot to the positive and we try to find opportunities. Today, we are honoring the top businesses in the region that also pivoted to the positive and found business resiliency this year. Priscilla?
We began this whole process of this event by asking members and potential members, tell us your story. What have you been through? The Hampton Roads Chamber application simply stated that we're looking for businesses in the region that have demonstrated resiliency, innovation, determination, and agility to thrive during the COVID-19 pandemic and beyond. Our judges went through dozens of applications and narrowed it down to 27 honorable mentions and 6 business resiliency leaders, 1 each for small, mid-sized, and large business, and 1 each for small, mid-sized, and large nonprofit. And our resiliency leaders are selected from our honorable mentions, and all of our honorable mentions are on the line waiting to pop in when we call on them. We honor you today and your resiliency and your ability to pivot to the positive.
But before we go any further, Priscilla, let me quickly recognize our sponsors. I'd like to recognize our AV sponsor today, Elite Audiovisual. We want to thank them so much for their expertise in making this virtual event go off. I also want to recognize Dean Jeff Tanner with the Old Dominion University Strome College of Business. He is our awards sponsor today. An additional thing is Jeff and his team at Old Dominion University are actually working on a study in conjunction with this event. I would now call upon Jeff to tell us a little bit about that. So Jeff, over to you.
Thanks, Brian and Priscilla. And as an important driver of economic growth in Hampton Roads, the Strome College of Business is really proud of our collaboration with the Chamber and our sponsorship of the 757 Recovery Framework, but also the sponsorship of today's event. The project to which Brian alluded is a in-depth study of those characteristics of firms and organizations like those that are being recognized today that enabled them to thrive during the pandemic. And in fact, a number of the participants in the study are drawn from those being recognized today. What's important to know is that we will be documenting these actions in order to develop a learning series that we will launch this summer. In addition, we will also reopen our program Open for Business that will also take advantage of these principles to help other companies thrive in this region. So with a top 25 MBA program and undergraduate programs tailored for this region, such as supply chain management with maritime options, professional sales, and human capital management, we're ready to help companies grow their business so you can hire more of our students. Brian, back over to you.
Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate all of your leadership, and we appreciate all that Old Dominion University does to support the business community here in Hampton Roads. Now, I'd like to begin with our nonprofits. Priscilla?
We will start with our small nonprofit honorable mentions. Small nonprofit honorable mentions, open your cameras. We want to see you. Our small nonprofit honorable mentions are Habitat for Humanity of Southampton Roads, J&A Racing, and Visit Norfolk.
And the small nonprofit resiliency leader is Visit Norfolk. Kurt?
Months of travel regulations hit the tourism industry hard, but Visit Norfolk teamed up with Visit Virginia Beach to create a campaign called Together at Last. Since the launch in June of 2020 through the end of the campaign in November, hotel occupancy in Norfolk and Virginia Beach was ranked #1 out of the top 25 markets in the nation for 20 straight weeks.
Joining us live to accept the COVID Business Resiliency Recognition is Kurt Krautz, President and CEO of Visit Norfolk. Kurt?
Brian, thank you so much. Priscilla, thank you. Oh, what a great honor, what a great recognition. Dean Tanner, thank you so much for your sponsorship. This is a great piece that the Chamber's putting on to talk about what a great destination we are to find a way to get through this horrible pandemic, but also to look for those opportunities from a business perspective on how we can thrive. I am grateful for the partnership that we've had with Virginia Beach, something that probably has never happened before. So Together at Last not only is bringing families and couples and friends together to our destination, but it's also bringing two very powerful destinations together. Very, very grateful for this honor. Thank you so much for recognizing us. The team at Visit Norfolk is forever grateful. Thank you.
Kurt, thank you for all that you're doing to support the business community and hospitality and tourism, not just in Norfolk, but throughout the whole region. So thank you so much. Next is our mid-sized nonprofits.
Okay,
Priscilla?
mid-sized nonprofit honorable mentions, open your cameras so we can see you. Our mid-sized nonprofit honorable mentions are the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia and the Eastern Shore, Nauticus, and the Mariners Museum.
The mid-sized nonprofit resilience leader is the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia.
When the pandemic struck, the Food Bank's president and CEO, Dr. Ruth Jones Nichols, stated this commitment to their team, quote, "We're going to continue serving our community as safely and effectively as we can for as long as we can." They created partnerships with the YMCA of Southampton Roads, Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia, and Mercy Chefs to prepare and deliver 3,000 healthy meals a day for local children and seniors.
Accepting the COVID Business Resiliency Recognition is the Food Bank's president and CEO, Dr. Ruth Jones Nichols. Ruth?
Thank you, Brian and Priscilla, for this award and recognition for the Food Bank's efforts. In March 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic rippled through our service area, it caused a sudden impact to the Food Bank's service delivery model and a sharp increase in need. People who lost jobs and income found themselves in need of food assistance, some for the first time. School closures meant that children receiving free and reduced price meals wouldn't have consistent access to healthy, nutritious food. Seniors at risk of food insecurity needed to stay home in order to protect their health. For more than a year now, our food bank team has been on the front lines, serving our community since the start of the pandemic. Now, a full year into this public health crisis, we are grateful to continue our efforts of ending hunger today and commitment to nourishing hope for tomorrow. Thank you again for this award and recognition. We are honored and humbled.
Well, thank you, Ruth, for all that you're doing. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for all that your team there at the food bank is doing, executing your critical mission to a high standard of excellence. We thank you so much. Our next category is large nonprofit. We only have one honorable mention, which is also our large nonprofit resiliency leader, LifeNet Health.
The LifeNet Health team took measures to keep safety at the forefront of their minds. They maintained a focus on fulfilling the promises they make each day to donors and donor families who entrust them to steward the gift of donated organs, tissues, and cells. The proactive steps successfully minimized the organization's overall impact, so much so that LifeNet Health is one of the only organizations of its kind to maintain full operations throughout the pandemic. They never closed their doors and did not furlough or lay off a single one of their colleagues. This success is a testament to each employee's powerful commitment to LifeNet Health's mission of saving lives, restoring health, and giving hope.
Accepting the COVID Business Resiliency Recognition is the Chief Human Resource Officer for LifeNet Health, Mr. Jim Bibbs. Jim?
Brian, good morning. You and Priscilla, thank you so much. We here at LifeNet are honored to have this award, and thank Jeff Tanner and ODU for sponsoring this. Jeff, haven't seen you in a while, but good to see you even in a cameo shot. So good to see everyone. We're so thankful that you've given us this award. Back in March, as many have already mentioned, this pandemic hit everyone by surprise. And LifeNet Health took immediate action, as was mentioned earlier. And our goal was not only to protect our mission, but our people as well. Our people are just as important. They carry out the mission that we have here every day of restoring lives, saving lives, restoring health, and giving hope. It's what we do each and every day here. It's a unique challenge for us, but we believe that the efforts that we took secured not only our workspace, but secured a very special feeling for our donors, our very special donors. So we are just thankful to the Chamber for this award. We thank everyone in the community for continuing to support and being a donor. We appreciate you all, and thank you so much.
Well, Jim, thank you for your continued leadership and support of the business community, and thank Ronnie Thomas and the entire team there at LifeNet Health. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now on to our business resiliency leaders.
Small business honorable mentions. Open your cameras so we can see you. Now there are 12 of you, so this might take a minute. We have 3D Extremes LLC, Array Digital, Freedom Boat Club, Hackworth Reprographics Inc., Mad Science of Hampton Roads, Phillips and Peters LLC, Prism Maritime, Regulus Global, Studio Bamboo, Tidewater Psychotherapy Services, the Vanguard Brew Pub and Distillery, and Via Design Architects.
And the COVID business resiliency leader for small business is Mad Science of Hampton Roads.
When the schools closed and all the camps closed, Mad Science had to find a new way to share hands-on, educational, safe, and entertaining children's science programs. They quickly learned to go virtual with green screens and figured out how to get the supplies to the kids. They began delivering bags to driveways and with program supplies and home lab instructions for teaching via Zoom. Many parents were thrilled that they could make children's birthdays special during the pandemic. Mad Science virtual birthday parties allowed friends and families from around the country to gather virtually and do science together apart.
Accepting on behalf of Mad Science is the owner, Jen Marcus. Jen, over to you.
Hi, thank you, Brian and Priscilla, so much. We are truly honored and a little bit surprised to be chosen. We really have worked hard. 2020 was tough for all of us, but with schools closing was really, really challenging for us since probably 3/4 of our business is done at schools. So like Priscilla listed off a lot of the things that we did, and I'm so proud of my team. Christina Trauger and Adrian Donovan here in the office with us have put in literally hundreds of hours ordering supplies, packing supply bags. Just this last Friday, doing a delivery to schools in Hampton. So students in the 21st Century program could continue to participate in after-school enrichment. And then, of course, we have a team, a cadre of about 9 fantastic instructors who have just been ready, like you said, to pivot to the positive and work hard to get good on Zoom and be engaging. And we had to, amp it up even more when you can't be right there to help them. And but it's been really challenging, but also revealing how strong we are. So last year was unlucky 13 for us, but we're looking forward to year 14 of 2021 being stronger than ever. So thanks so much.
Well, Jen, thank you so much. I'm sure it will be a much better year, but your demonstrated resiliency and your innovation was certainly justifiably recognized today. Now moving on to our mid-sized businesses. Priscilla?
Mid-sized honorable mentions, open your cameras. We have AES Consulting Engineers, Chesapeake Conference Center, and E.T. Gresham Company.
And the COVID business resiliency leader for mid-sized business is Chesapeake Conference Center.
When the pandemic first hit, the Chesapeake Conference Center had to change the way that events and meetings are held. They began by offering hot meals at a discounted price for the community called Lunch to Go, and they featured curbside pickup. The team collaborated throughout the region, working with Mercy Chefs in Portsmouth and with the Delta Hotel in Chesapeake. They created a lunch-style themed, restaurant-style buffet, Lunch with Chef, which is open to the public every Wednesday and Friday. The Chesapeake Conference Center team has pivoted throughout the pandemic and has continued to maximize the presentation of events for the community's cultural, recreational, educational, and economic benefits.
Accepting on behalf of the Chesapeake Conference Center is its Executive Director, Donna Canatella.
Wow, thank you so much, Brian and Priscilla. On behalf of the staff of the Chesapeake Conference Center and VenueWorks, we humbly accept this great honor and recognition from Hampton Roads Chamber. And I have to tell you, I'm so incredibly proud of our team as we have been diligently working hard together to keep our center open and relevant for our community. And really, all of us here in Hampton Roads are 757 strong. And we have all pivoted to the positive during the past year. And guess what? We've all indeed proved it, right, Brian?
That's right.
So thank you, Hampton Roads Chamber, for this award and your continued support of Chesapeake Conference Center and our business community, as you are truly our anchor. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Don. I can't tell you how much that we enjoy working with you and your staff there at the Conference Center. Our final category is large business. Priscilla?
Okay, large business, resiliency, honorable mentions, open your cameras. We have Bauer Compressors, Cox Communications, Top Guard Security, Virginia Natural Gas, and Waterman, Surfside Grill, Chicks on the Beach, and the Shack on 8th.
And the COVID business resilience leader for large business is Waterman, Surfside Grill, Chicks on the Beach, and the Shack on 8th.
When the pandemic first shut everything down, the owners of this family-owned restaurant group took action to see what could be done to help keep their employees employed and business going while still helping the community. It was time to pivot, and Waterman's Grocery Market was born. They set the market up inside one of their empty event spaces, and they wanted a place where the public could go and feel safe shopping for seafood and to cook at home because all the restaurants were closed. They eventually added vegetables and spices and prepared items, beer, wine, and paper products. And yes, Brian, they even had toilet paper there. They set up Winter Wonderland in the fall and 24 local vendors every Saturday and Sunday with a Christmas tree lot. And this, along with thousands of lights, hot food, drinks, and Christmas decor, made their first ever Winter Wonderland at the Shack a huge success.
And accepting for Waterman's Surfside Grill, Chicks on the Beach, and the Shack on 8th is their operations director, Eric Emerson. Eric?
Hey, thank you, Brian and Priscilla. Thank the Chamber for holding this event. No to you for sponsoring. It's really an honor. Shocked, actually. This is very special, and want to really, the credit goes to the team. Everybody really took the moment and embraced the opportunity to really turn the heart of hospitality back to the community and continue to provide, and had a great time doing it. It was something that not only kept us all at work, but it also kept us busy, kept us seeing happy, smiling faces, and really made the pandemic a little more bearable.
Well, thank you so much, Eric. We appreciate the great job that you have done. We salute all of our nonprofit and business resiliency leaders and honorable mentions today. You know, I've got a military background, as I know some of you do as well. And one of the things that we learned in the military is when you are presented with a challenge, you have to improvise, you have to adapt, you have to overcome, but you still need to accomplish the mission. And I'm so proud of the fact that all of you who have been on this call today have done exactly that. You have demonstrated resiliency, you've demonstrated flexibility, agility, you've overcome obstacles, you've kept your business running, you've kept your employees employed, and you've accomplished your mission. And for that, we are so proud to recognize you today, and we're so proud to highlight how you've done that to Dean Jeff Tanner, so that he can gather those best practices so we can use you as examples to help other businesses throughout the Hampton Roads community. So once again, congratulations, and thank you all so very much.
And can we ask everyone to just open their cameras for a minute so we can get one fabulous screenshot of everyone? And while y'all are doing that, congratulations, and our team will be delivering very safely. We'll be delivering your awards to you. Got a few more to still open up. So just listen to this nice orchestra that we hired to play for us. Our AV team over here is clicking as fast as they can to get everyone open. But it's going to be a great shot, I promise you. Let's see, we got Jim Bibbs, Howard, Will Summerdike. Yeah. Hey, Jim Bibbs, can you start your video? Okay, well, they might have popped off, but let's grab this screenshot. So everybody give me your best pivot to the positive smile on 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, and thank you so much for all that you're doing, not just with your business, but throughout the business community of Hampton Roads. On behalf of the Hampton Roads Chamber, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.